What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. The Justin Fields Chicago Bears saga it's ongoing, and I want to know, do you think the Chicago Bears should draft Caleb Williams at number 1, or should they roll with Justin Fields? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to break down what I think right now. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But honestly, I think the Chicago Bears should just keep Fields. Roll with Justin Fields. Trade the number 1 pick. Trade down. Get more assets. Build your team. Continue building a juggernaut. And I think Fields is the guy. And there's a lot of reasons to believe Fields is the guy. So let's get into those. Number 1 reason. The team finished really strong. Had a strong finish to the year. I think they were 5-3 over their last 8 games. Fields played well in a lot of those games. And he was really kind of leading the show. And I've never seen a fan base, a home fan base, say a whole chant of "We want Fields." I've never seen that. Like, the fan base has completely bought into this guy. So how about we build around him? We build correctly. We put him with a competent OC, and we see how good this can be. We build talent. We give him more receivers. Like, we give him all the juice in the world, because he's had a lot of games where, like, they lose on, like, bonehead penalties. They, like, bonehead turnovers. And a lot of it's not his fault all the time. This is a 53-man roster out there. Everybody has some sort of fault with it. And sure, he's 100% been inconsistent. I will definitely agree with that. Justin Fields has been inconsistent. You know what's also been consistent? His terrible play calling. The terrible offensive scheme that he's forced to throw in. I don't know how many times I saw routes where we've got bunch formations on one side and each guy runs the same distance down the field and is breaking in and out, and you got one DB that could essentially cover all 3. That happened at least once a game. And we're like, well, why didn't Fields throw it? Why did he take that sack? It's like, did you not see all of his receivers in one little 4-yard distance from each other? Like, there's nowhere to throw. And the scheme that Luke Getsy had him in, outdated, man. That thing was outdated. They need more firepower, right? Offensively, you got to have firepower in order to win. But their pre-snap offense, one of the first things that I can kind of point to for boring or bad offenses, right? They were 6th worst in pre-snap movement. Okay, so they were 6th worst in that. That's basically, do I have a receiver moving from side to side? Do I have a running back moving out of the backfield before I snap the ball? Whatever, movement. The top 3 teams in movement are all in the playoffs. You have the San Francisco 49ers, who are at 3rd. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, who were 2nd. And then you have the Miami Dolphins, who were 1st in pre-snap movement. What do those offenses all have in common? They're all pretty damn good. So I think get Justin Fields an OC that is from this decade, right? Get him somebody particularly from the Shanahan coaching tree or the McVay coaching tree. You get somebody that's got that fresh, we're going to have a lot of things different things going on, and we're going to see how your defense follows us around, because a lot of times you force the defense to make errors when that happens. So I think getting an OC that's competent, fresh, young, and has ideas that could potentially open up the offense would be a huge priority in the offseason. And I would honestly say, like, when you're interviewing them, if Fields is your guy, if you're Ryan Poles and you're saying, I'm going to roll with Justin Fields, when you're interviewing that OC, the first thing that you should ask, how are you going to unlock my quarterback? Then we go from there. But I think also, on top of this, the team loves that guy. If the guys that work with him every single day and see the work he puts in and see how much he cares and how hard he plays and all that, they see all that and they're like, that's our guy. I'm going to listen to the guys that are playing out there when they're like, yeah, that's my guy. That's my quarterback. I don't want somebody else. I want that guy. DJ Moore is a perfect example of this. So if the guys believe in him, the fans believe in him, all you need to do is do right by him, give him something that he can work with that's consistent, and I think you're in better shape. And you have the best part of this is that you can trade the number 1 pick. First thing I'm doing, this is my plan. Let me know if you agree with what I would do here. I'm the number 1 pick right now. I'm the Bears. I'm calling the Patriots at 3. I'm calling them, hey, you guys want the first pick? You need a quarterback. All your quarterbacks are trash. Patriots are going to be like, yeah, we really do need a quarterback. Well, you tell them, well, hey, look, whoever's picking first is probably going to take Caleb Williams, and whoever's picking second is probably going to take Drake May. And you sit at 3. So I don't know if you want to reach on a quarterback or what you want to do, but I happen to have the number 1 pick, and I got my quarterback already. So we'll trade you. We'll take, your number 3 pick this year, and then give us a first rounder next year. Whatever you need to sweeten the pot with, whatever. And then you're the Bears. So now I've got the third pick in the draft this year, and then I've got a first rounder next year, and maybe more. And then at 3, I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm taking Marv. He's literally the best wide receiver prospect in the century. So you go for that. You give Justin Fields a competent OC. You give him Marv, DJ. So you've already got 2 legit receivers, and then Mooney can be your number 3. Komet's a solid tight end. And guess what? You're still picking at 9. You're still picking at 9. And what you do at 9, you do best player available. The best teams in the league just go best player available. That's what you do. Take the best player available, whether it's a corner, whether it's I wouldn't say take another receiver. That's not something I would do. But if an O lineman is the best player available, a D lineman is the best player available, a corner is the best player available, you take that guy. And then I know the Bears also have like $50 million in cap space, right? So before the draft even comes along, you can sign guys in free agency. One, they need to keep Jalen Johnson. Keep Jalen Johnson. That's corner. He's awesome. Keep him. I need to get that off. But then, Chris Jones I think Chris Jones is a free agent. There's more D linemen if you want to keep building, because you got Montez Sweat and the pass rush really turned around. You can invest in your D line, or you can invest at guard. You can invest at tackle. You can do a whole lot of things because you got money, you got picks, and I truly do think you have your quarterback. Like I said, man, it's really hard to expect consistency out of literally any quarterback when they have consistently bad play calling. And I feel like that is the biggest denominator from this season, just from watching the games. And when they get a good play caller, you will see Justin Fields unlocked. Especially if you trade down, you get Marv, you pick at 9, you get a stud D lineman or something, or a stud O lineman. Now you have a really good team on paper. So if you're Bears GM, if you're Ryan Poles, do you take Caleb Williams? Do you keep Justin Fields? Do you trade down? What is your plan? What would you guys want to see happen with the Bears? Because they have, honestly, the most fruitful situation coming into next season, because you have a pick, so you can make a choice. You could take Caleb Williams. You could, but there's no guarantee that he's going to be any better. If you keep getting poor OCs and poor play calling and just you're not building the team correctly, like if you're not doing any of that, you're just going to screw Caleb over too. So he could just come in and it could be the exact same thing. Or you can see like, hey, we got promise with this guy, and I don't have to draft a new quarterback. I don't have to do a whole new thing and start over again at that spot. There's a lot of things. I think Caleb's going to be awesome. That's why I think teams will trade up for number 1, no doubt. So, but I just think that the Bears, I think you have Justin Fields. I think he can be your guy long term. You still have a couple more years under contract. And I feel like he has all the tools if you just put him in the right situation. And situation is literally the most important things for quarterbacks. You're in a bad situation, you're probably not going to get good QB play. Very rare that happens. But anyway, let me know what you would do if you're the Bears. Let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. Really appreciate you for watching. But Chicago Bears, this should be a really nice offseason. There's going to be a lot of talk over what's going to happen. But I think build around Fields.